friends, and welcome back to Get Me a Library. So today I'm going over my penguin challenge of the year. So when I did the penguin challenge, I did it on June 3rd, and for those Gilmore Girl fans out there, you understand the importance of June 3rd. So on June 3rd I uploaded a video called my penguin reading challenge of the year. I know that it should have been done January, but I didn't know about it, so I did it halfway through the year, and then I want to kind of recap to see where I am with that reading challenge now that it is January. So I can sort of see where I am halfway through a year, so that when I now do the next video telling you my reading challenge for the year of 2019, when I get midway, I'm going to do like another recap, if I remember, just to sort of see where I was half the year as well, and then I will do another one at the end of the year. So guys, this is something that you can do as well. I've linked the questions below and where I found the information from Penguin. I got it in a newsletter, but I've linked it below so you can check it out as well, see what you think. I'm also linking the video here for last time from June 3rd. And you can watch that as well, but if not, I'm just going to recap anyway, but it just gives you a little bit of an idea of what I did. Okay, so on the piece of paper that we had from Penguin, the first question is, I want to read more, and there are 4 different bullet points, and you get to pick, 4 types of books that you want to read more of. So I put YA fantasy books because that's my genre, that's what I love reading, and I have achieved that because I don't think I've read anything that isn't a YA fantasy book since June. I've read a couple of books that are YA contemporary, but yeah, I believe I've passed that. And retellings. I don't know if I've read any retellings since I last did this video. No, I don't think I have. Sad. Okay, the next one was my goal. So my goal was to reread Harry Potter and A Court of Thorns and Roses. I haven't read A Court of Thorns and Roses again, although that is going to be something that I want to read next year. But I have read Harry Potter where I did something of my challenge. So I'm actually at the moment on the Half-Blood Prince. I have to finish this, okay, no matter what, because this will make my 30 books of the year. But I would like to read Deathly Hallows, or at least be reading Deathly Hallows as I get into the new year, because I want to finish with Harry Potter so I can start with my next lot next year. The next one was my resolution, and that was to not buy any books. However, it didn't include series, and it didn't include, so if I was reading a series and the next one was coming out, it didn't include that, and it didn't include any books that I got from my subscription boxes. I don't know if I've achieved this. I have ordered quite a lot of sample books, so they don't count. I believe I've brought 1 or 2 books on my Kindle, which isn't too expensive. I haven't brought any books, okay? I've been very good. I haven't gone to a shop and I haven't brought a book. I haven't got a book on Amazon or eBay or anything, unless it was part of a series, because I finished the Alpha Girl series, although there is still another book coming out next year, I believe. So yes, I've been very, very good like that. So, that's 2 things off my list, which I did. This year's to be read list. So I wanted to read Caraval, which I didn't read. I wanted to read Batman, and I read the first couple of pages, but then I just didn't read any more. And The Queens of Innis Lear, and I didn't read that either. I gave it to my friend so she could read. I don't think she's read it just yet, but yeah, I didn't do that. My wish list was, if I can turn this page, was Circe. I brought Circe, yes, I did buy Circe on my Kindle. That was one of the books I brought. So halfway I brought it. Beneath the Surface, didn't buy that. Throne of Glass, I'd asked for a Christmas present from my boyfriend, and I'm going to get that, so that's a tick. And Discovery of Witches, I didn't buy. My books lent or borrowed, I don't borrow books and I don't lend books, not because I don't want to, I just haven't been asked if I'd like to borrow a book. But I did lend my friend a book, The Queens of Innis Lear, which I said, so I've done a lend of a book. My total books to read, I like 52, and I think 52 was my Goodreads challenge, but I did change it and it is 30, and I am on my 30th book, so I believe that I have achieved my challenge. I just have to finish it before January the 1st. The favourite quote was "To the Stars Who Listen" by Sarah J Maas. I'm still sticking with that quote. I'm not changing my mind about that. There hasn't been another quote that I can think of that I've loved more than that one. The next one was "Books That Have Changed My Mind." So that is still Things of a Bright Girl Can Do. That hasn't changed. I still believe that it's changed my mind about a lot of things, about the way the world was back then. I did a photo challenge, I'm not sure if you guys have seen it, on my Instagram, where I basically went from the 1900s all the way into 2018, and I spoke a little bit about like what happened at that time, not just for women, just in general, but it was mainly focusing on women, not in a feminist kind of way, just literally this is the facts. And it did change my mind. It changed my mind a lot, and it made me want to do something like that with the photo challenge, which I loved doing. I like to do my different photo challenges. It sort of makes my feed a little bit different. Okay, the next one was something new that I tried, and that was a thriller book called Behind You by Sybil Hodge. I think I still stand with that, actually. No, we're going to go with that still, and there hasn't been another book that I've tried that's a bit different. There is a book that I'm about to read tomorrow, or Thursday. I would have uploaded this before, so I would have started reading it already, where I'm doing this like readathon challenge, and there's a group that have an Instagram. I have mentioned it a couple of times before, and there'll be like a day. So say for example today you have to just read that one book, be 24 hours or whatever you can do in that day, and that is when I will stop reading the book that I'm currently on, and I will just focus on another book. And it does work, because I've read a couple of books whilst doing that. I finish where I am in that book, that chapter or whatever, and then I just start a new one. So I'm going to be doing that with The Glass Woman, so that is something a little bit different to what I've read before, so hopefully that will go well and I will like that one. The next one is The Biggest Surprise. The Biggest Surprise was out of the blue because I couldn't finish it. I would have to say I'm sticking with that. I don't think I've tried... There's a book called The Shadows, and I did try and read that in a read-along, and I read the first couple of pages, and oh my god, I got to it and I was like, this is really like childish and silly, and it's not anything to do with my age right now, because I obviously never read it when I bought it, because I've had it on my shelf for a long time. It's called The Shadows, and it's a dark touch novel, and this is by Amy Meredith. 15 years old, Eve Everlong is cute, sassy, and enjoying a busy social life. What she doesn't know yet is that someone close to her is an evil demon that only she has supernatural powers to defeat. She needs to work out who it is, and fast, because although there's something very attractive about the dark side, dating a demon, pure hell. Sounds really good. Writing's not like overly small or overly large or anything, and you know, I've got to like the 9th page, I think, something like that. I just couldn't read it. It was just too much like, oh my god, I got my mulberry bag, and oh my god, look at him, he's so cute. Let me see if I can find something to show you. I don't mean to mock it, sorry. It's just like, I don't know, I find it was too cheesy and too, it's not even about my age, because I'm not old and I like these kind of books. It was just a little bit too much for me. What do you think now that we've seen him up close? She asked softly. I'd say a chew all the way. I don't know if I go as far as a chew, Evie said thoughtfully. After all, Jimmy Choo was the highest ranking on the shoe scale. Even Jess's system for classifying boy hotness, and Luke needs to have some points knocked off the limited variety of his so-called moves. He's definitely a blanknick. A blannick, she had to admit, and a blatchnick bag. So what about the new boy in town that Megan mentioned? That's how the book starts, basically, about bags. I think I've said the bag wrong. I know Rory got one from Logan. It was a nice pink bag. But the point is that it's not really my thing, so I would have to change that to Out of the Blue, because at least I did get over halfway of Out of the Blue, and I don't know, I can't pick. So yeah, I suppose I'll have to change that to my, you know, thing, biggest surprise, whatever. My new favourite book was Wonder Woman Warbringer at the time. I still think it was such a good book, like honestly, I loved it. My review is here so you can see it. I honestly really loved that book. But in regards to now, my new favourite, this is really hard because like I literally forget all the books I've read. I think I'm going to stick with it. I haven't read too many because I've been doing the reread at the end of the year. So I'd have to still stick with it, to be honest. But then I suppose a new favourite of mine has to be Harry Potter again. I mean, the more I read it, the more I love it. So we'll go with Harry Potter if I have to change it. I didn't do the status pie chart thing. Books to remember for next year was every book that I've read, although I've gone blank. So yeah. So that was the end of this video. It's just like a basic recap just to see where I was and how I was doing. And I feel that I've achieved quite a few of, you know, the goals that I set. So yeah, that was my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like this video if you would like to participate in a reading challenge. Please like this video if you have already participated in a reading challenge. And I will see you guys soon for my next challenge for next year. Bye!